We all knew this would happen, but not this soon. Recent Trump appointments have triggered a wave of regret among some Trump voters, as highlighted in a Midas Touch video showcasing their remorse. Let's look at some highlights and discuss. If you like this content, please like and subscribe.
Quote, so we had a meeting at work with possible tariffs on vehicle parts. We are cutting holiday bonus because we have to stock up on parts, and my fellow coworkers who voted for this to happen had surprise Pikachu face, dumb Fs. Personally own a small business in the field of construction, and I could testify that my business has already started preparations for the tariffs. Prior to the election, I had conversations with suppliers and vendors about tariffs. Businesses are preparing. Americans can pretend that the tariffs aren't real, but I promise you that the rising prices and potential layoffs will be very, very real. A, quote, family friend that voted for Trump found out that he is losing his job because the company is hunkering down for oncoming tariffs. I laughed in his face and said, I told you so. You could see his heart break. It was glorious. We want a new job that will start next year. I just told him I will not honor today's materials pricing past January. He asked why. I said tariffs could cause a 100% increase in the cost of goods sold or more, that I would send new pricing in the spring. He said, but I have to sign the fixed price contract with them tomorrow. And there you have it. One lesson learned, 2 days too late. Too bad, so sad. And gamers who voted for Trump are now furious at potential price hikes to their gaming consoles, responding to a story that console prices could skyrocket by 40% due to Trump's victory, and tariffs could make a PlayStation 5 Pro cost up to $1,000. A Trump supporter wrote the following, "This shit better be fake news." Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but none of this is fake news.
Economists overwhelmingly agree that tariffs are a horrible idea. Now they are also admitting that Project 2025 is in fact real. If you aren't aware of what Project 2025 is, I highly suggest you go and read about it.
Woman in my mom's group approved of abortion ban, grew a human with her POS husband. Husband now left. She voted for Trump because she is trad. That means like a traditional housewife. She is now complaining that Trump might take her Social Security because she did not think it applied to her, only immigrants. It is my honor to inform you all that Project 2025 was real the whole time. This prompted a Trump supporter named Peggy, who has a gay son, to write the following. Better leave my son out of this, he's gay, but don't believe in the trans thing or changing any male parts. He voted for Trump, and I'm hoping this Project 2025 doesn't mess with my son. He don't partake in the LGBTQ. He just wants to be left alone. Well, Peggy, Kamala Harris wanted your son to be left alone. And yes, he is part of the LGBTQ community. It is Donald Trump and Republicans who do not want to leave your son alone. I just can't believe this denial that we are seeing from people. Another MAGA influencer, Matt Walsh, wrote the following. He shared a similar message about Project 2025, writing, quote, now that the election is over, I think we can finally say that, yeah, Project 2025 is the agenda, LOL. And then a Trump supporter responded to him saying the following, quote, I am black. I just got into politics this year. I lean to the Republican thinking Trump doesn't want Project 2025. I love Matt Walsh, and I really hope he is joking. This shit is kind of scary for people like me, bro. Well, people are about to find out the hard way, I guess.
Trump and his team have set their sights on gutting civil rights, attacking social safety net programs, undermining worker safety, and completely destroying environmental protections. Trump just agreed to start mining uranium in the Grand Canyon. Who else thinks it's a good idea to allow private corporations to dig up our national parks for profit?
The story about a DACA recipient who voted for Trump, who is now terrified that his parents may be deported under Trump's mass deportations. This user wrote the following, quote, a true story. One of my employees, a former DACA recipient who became a U.S. citizen through marriage, recently shared his reasons for voting for Trump. His parents, who are undocumented, have worked hard to make a life here, his father in construction and his mother in medical equipment manufacturing. Despite the risks, he feels the need to protect them, especially now. His choice to support Trump was driven by concerns over inflation, which he believes has made it increasingly hard for his parents to make ends meet on their wages. He wasn't aware of the mass deportation narrative until he started getting text messages from people saying, quote, pack your bags, people not realizing he is actually a US citizen now. He started researching it, and now he is utterly terrified for his two parents. Here's another post along those lines. This person writes, quote, "My mom's coworker voted for Trump because of the, quote, economy, and is now in a panic because she is worried her undocumented husband will get deported."
Trump promised mass deportations and day one action, so I guess we will find out very soon. Voting for Trump for the economy is laughable, considering how horrible it was when he left office. He did a terrible job the first time around, and his second term will be no different.
"I voted for Trump. My wife sent me divorce papers. What do I do? I didn't even know it was possible to be served divorce papers this quickly. I don't even know what to say. I am shocked I married somebody willing to throw away our entire life over politics. Last week we were happy. Today we are getting divorced. She won't have a discussion. She says nothing will change her mind. Insists she is going to report my parents because they live off of disability, but my dad does some cash work auto repair, so now I am worried for my whole family. She wants me to buy her out of the house. We have $300,000 in it, plus built a 4-bay garage since we bought it 3 years ago. I can't afford that." When I told her this, as she was packing up her things, she said, quote, "I guess you're finally going to really know how it feels to be effed by a Democrat. Her name is on the deed, but not the mortgage. I'm not confident that I can reason with her. What do I do? Where do I start? How do I fix this? Is anybody else experiencing this in the wake of the election results?" Well, what you could do is not vote against the interests of the women in your life.
People don't seem to understand that when you vote against human rights, you are going to lose respect from the people around you. If you want to be a careless POS, then you need to live with it when people begin to push you out of their life.
Here's a story from a mom with 2 daughters in college who are now refusing to go to any family gatherings because their grandmother and aunts, the mom's sisters, voted for Trump. She shared the following, quote, "My kids won't come to Thanksgiving or Christmas. I know, this is fake. I'm a troll. This never happened, blah, blah, blah." This is 100% true. I have 2 daughters that are both in college. We have a family group chat with my parents, all of my siblings, and all the grandchildren. My parents and siblings are all Trump voters/supporters and are not shy about it. Most family gatherings will devolve into arguing between them and myself. I grew up in this shit show. My kids did not. After the election, my kids silently left the group chat. My mothers and sisters are trying to plan Thanksgiving through the chat. When my mother noticed my daughters left, she called to ask me why. I told her they are grown adults, so she would need to ask them. So she did. One of my 2 daughters is lesbian. When my mother asked the 2 girls, they told my mom that they would no longer be attending any family functions, including Christmas and Thanksgiving. This created a shit show on an epic scale in the family chat. My mother tried to explain to my kids that their vote had nothing to do with them. My oldest explained that they exposed their character and they were raised to not engage with people that condone rape, lying, and cheating. She told my mother that your votes will directly impact our lives in a negative way, and you guys did not care. You chose a politician's hollow words over your grandkids. There was more, and I'm paraphrasing. My parents and siblings are furious. I think it's important to say that I pay for both of my kids' college, their health insurance, car insurance, food, and gas. I pay for airfare when they come home. They don't work. My deal with them was if they went to school and got good grades, I would pay if I could. My mother wants me to cut them off until they come to Thanksgiving and Christmas. I said no. I have my kids' backs and they are adults. I will not force them to make a choice they do not want to make. My siblings are saying I am an a-hole and I'm dividing the family. I honestly never thought I would be in this insane situation, but here we are. This is your new reality under Donald Trump. This is what you voted for. You broke it, you bought it, and now you have to experience the consequences of your actions. And sadly, we do too.